grabbed a small piece of Applewood log, because I really like the Applewood. I guess I've said that before. I'll see if I can do a pipe completely on the lathe. Straight pipe, small bowl, something that I can carve this into also the bit, so it's all wood, one piece, and see if I can make a small pipe I can just leave in the truck. Something a little more rugged, not so delicate. And I'm also praying it doesn't end up looking like a freaking pop pipe, because that's just what I need. Get pulled over and have the police go through my truck and go, oh, you know what that is? Paraphernalia. Yeah, pipe tobacco paraphernalia. Anyway, I'm sure they'd test it for residue and find out I'm legit. So of course there's another purpose in continuing to play with the Applewood on the lathe is woodworking for beginners at Rob Cosman Woodworking, I believe is what it is. Has really good instructional videos on how to sharpen your lathe tools and what the different tools are for and how to use them. So this has also given me practice on using just regular lathe tools. So practice. Of course, perfect practice is the only thing that makes perfect. If you practice it wrong, you're gonna do it wrong. So I'm trying to practice it right, but I'm also not going to show him how I'm doing it, because I might end up getting some pointers. One thing I do recall him saying, because I'm turning a smaller piece, I have my lathe set on 875, but the thing that's important is the turning speed here, and since it's a smaller piece, I need to bump my turning speed up, and I'll probably put it on 2250 and see what I get. I definitely found out how not to do it, so I have it a little lopsided because I'm trying to get this to go lower. I think I'm going to have to do it on the saw. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it the way I'm trying. And of course, because it's my favorite wood to work with, I already have a split going on. So that's Applewood, but I can't put that on Applewood by itself, because this Applewood is from a tree from my mom's yard, and it sat for almost 2 years just basically standing dead. My understanding though is if you don't get a hold of the wood and cut the round parts off, that's why it tends to check in this way, because I guess the tension that's caused from the way it's round, if you do the cuts, it gives it some relief. But that's okay. I still get practice. So I went ahead and I put it back in what is its center, and I'm gonna try to clean this up a little bit, see if I can do it. I took it to my bandsaw and cut it. I think I'm gonna have to probably do the rest of the shaping with sander, but obviously the goal would be to have the bowl here, the draft hole down here. I'm gonna drill those first. I'm still getting checking, so I don't think it'll be successful in the end, but primarily because of the wood. But I'll keep getting practice and we'll see what happens. So at this point, I'm more or less just playing, because my sanding disc is homemade like most of the stuff I've got. But we're gonna see if we can make it work. Oh boy, it's a lot of sanding. And it's got a long way to go. I don't think it's functionally it'll work out unless it splits, but I can see checks all across the top. So anyway, like I said, gives me some practice. And lets the guineas criticize me again. They're really good at criticism. See, they're even criticizing me about that, I bet. Well, we're going to see if it functions like it's supposed to. A little bit better, a bit. Still a little bit rough, but I want to run a bowl through it and see if it works. My concern is with it looking like this, I'm probably going to get stopped by every police officer in Southern Illinois to make sure I'm smoking tobacco in it. But, you know, it's one of those one of those things. So I got a lot of good practice, and it's free wood. So we'll see what it does. Just something that I would add, because I haven't sanded it that great. Kind of like putting sawdust in your mouth. I need to sand it finer. I stopped at 120, but I wanted to see if it was going to work, or I was wasting my time. It's actually a really good smoker. Kind of shocked. It's actually also a full-size bowl, a normal-size bowl. It's not a small one. Truck pipe. It actually doesn't smoke that bad. This is something, unless it splits. Unless it splits, I'll stick that in my truck, and it'll be my truck pipe. I won't have to worry about working on any of my good ones. Hope y'all are doing great. If you like seeing my follies and everything else that goes with it, and want to see me getting better, like and subscribe. I'm going to keep going until I get it right. That's it from the woodshed.